You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Well, hello, gang. Welcome to episode 330 of the Soul Forge podcast.
Welcome to the Soul Forge, a place of silent mystery, quiet contemplation, and outright mayhem. Join your host, Sean Vanderloo, as he guides you through the adventures of living. Together, we'll talk about life and love, sex and dating, joy and heartache, memories and loss, and so much more. Don't worry, it's not nearly as pretentious as it sounds. Get ready for life, the universe, and everything on the Soul Forge.
Hey, it's Shawn.
And Leah.
And I almost said the Rusted Robot podcast.
Did you? I was
did.
wondering what you were trying to say there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came out.
I'm not sure.
No. But
that's vintage there, isn't it?
That is vintage. That ran from 2014 to 2021. Yes.
Okay.
And every once in a while, I think, you know what? I should start it up again. Because, as everybody knows, it was the your weekly dose of geeky goodness, and it was all about pop culture and casting news and movie reviews and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
Big topic of the podcast was celebrity deaths.
Oh.
And in fact, this past week
There was one.
there was a lot of deaths. Yeah.
There was a big one, though.
Bob Newhart.
Yeah, of
he,
course.
He died at 94.
Yeah. Long life, 94.
Yep. Now, it's been 2 weeks since we recorded an episode, so we also lost Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of other celebrities, too, from TV shows that I didn't watch, but Bob Newhart and Shannon Doherty were the big ones.
Yeah, those were probably the most recognizable, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that's how me and Josh would start off Rusted Robot.
Okay.
Talk about that. And he's like, why do you always got to start with the depressing stuff? I'm like, well, because you get that out of the way.
That's right.
And then you get to the good stuff.
Then you end on a high note.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yep. Speaking of high notes, that's a loud car. Yes.
It certainly is.
Or is that a low note?
I guess it would be a high-low note.
I don't know. I'm not musical. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
No. So what have we been doing the last 2 weeks that we were so busy that we couldn't record an episode last week?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. Getting the house ready for putting it up for sale.
This is true. As we're recording this, it is Sunday, July 21st. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's also the 55th anniversary of the moon landing, Apollo 11.
Oh, okay.
Neil Armstrong on the moon.
Excellent.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
But yeah, so the last couple weeks, we've been decluttering.
Decluttering and moving things around and getting stuff,
yes,
painted and fixed. Yeah.
Multiple loads to Valley Village.
Yeah.
A load or two to the dump. Did a bunch of painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, just yesterday, we finished recarpeting the stairs to the upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, we avoided that like the plague.
Oh, I know. We really didn't want to do it. And it's a long job and it's a hard job. And
that area doesn't get a breeze, so it's really kind of like a sauna.
Yeah, it's very dark and warm, and just the way that the stairs were actually made and what we were kind of left with really influenced the choices that we made, whether we're going to carpet the whole thing or are we going to just leave some of it. What are we going to do? It was a good thing that we did do what we did, though, because we had enough materials here at home. We didn't have to go out and purchase much.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, because I guess the guy who owned this place before you did, he was a contractor, but he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
There are no 90-degree angles anywhere.
No.
The stairs that we had to recarpet were actually tiled.
Yeah.
But not right to the edge of the thing.
Yeah.
And there was like a quarter-inch, not a gap, but height difference between the tread of the stairs and the actual tile that he did.
Yeah.
What a mess. And nothing was actually the same distance apart.
No.
So we had to get wood filler, and we had to get we had a 6 foot by 8 foot carpet that you had in the garage.
Yep.
And we just cut it ever so carefully and re-carpeted the stairs, and we had just enough.
Yeah, interestingly enough, we didn't do the landing, which I did before. The first time I had to I carpeted the stairs. Instead, we just decided to put down some flooring of some type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good thing, because we had just enough carpet for the rest of it.
Exactly.
But not for the landing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we put down that click flooring, we put some baseboard around it, and lickety split, it's all good.
It looks great, actually.
Yeah, and tomorrow the house goes up for sale.
Yeah.
So we finished just in time for any potential looky-loo people.
Absolutely. Yep. At this point, I'm done caring.
Are you done caring?
Yeah, I'm done caring. I'm just done.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And then having to hide all of our junk so the place looks bigger.
Yep.
We actually took Wyatt's bed apart. He had a queen-size bed in his room.
Yes.
We went to my brother Robin's house and borrowed his kid's single bed and put it in the room, so the room looks bigger.
Yeah, and put my desk from upstairs downstairs into his room so that he had somewhere for his computer, and it looks a little better.
And the upstairs where the computer was actually looks bigger now because
Yes.
your computer desk is out of there.
Yeah.
And it's just mine.
Yep.
So everything's looking bigger and cleaner. And more streamlined, and there is a lot of our junk in the garage hiding.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure that it's even hiding. Although our garage is rather large, that even with our junk in there, it's still
It's cavernous.
Yeah. It's still quite large. Like, it still looks kind of large.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And potential buyers do like a large garage. I know I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Don't care if there's a basement or not, just large garage.
I would prefer a basement and a garage.
I know.
But this place does not have a basement.
It does not.
But it does have a very large garage.
Very large garage. And there's a sauna in the garage.
Yes, a sauna.
The sauna.
Yes.
That's how you say it, is sauna.
Well, if you're from Finland, that's how you'd say
that's
it.
exactly how you say it.
As
It's
my
the
good
sauna.
As my good buddy Andrew would always point out
Yes.
and remind me of.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, you mean a sauna? No, a sauna.
The sauna.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So there's that. So we've been exhausted.
Yeah,
And
we have been.
And now it's Sunday night.
Yep. And we have to go to work in the morning.
We have to work in the morning. We just got back from your dad's.
Yeah.
Making sure that his move from 2 weeks ago went okay, and the house was still relatively clean. And
Yes.
all that good stuff.
It's the first time that, we've come back from Dad's house and not had to shower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Because his old house, we mentioned it before, but he smoked 3 packs a day for 25 years in there.
Ugh, ridiculous.
So yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yep, absolutely.
And this time we were okay.
We were okay. We were okay.
Because you made him smoke outside.
Yes, I did. And he does. He does smoke outside.
It appears so.
Yep. He does. I started some laundry for him. I had to clean the litter boxes, sweep the floors. There were a few things that I had to do for him, of course. Living by himself and kind of advanced age and that type of thing. He just,
78 at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his birthday?
July 30th.
Okay.
46.
1946.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good year for wine. Yes.
Speaking of wine, the LCBO has been in the news lately.
Oh, yes. For those not in the know, LCBO stands for Liquor Control Board of Ontario.
Yes.
It's the booze store.
Yeah.
And it's government run. And they've been on strike for the past 2 weeks.
Yep.
But they finally reached a settlement.
Looks like it, yeah.
And on Tuesday, the store will be open
They will
again.
reopen.
And we can go get our whiskey and rye.
Yep. I mean, we've been pretty well stocked. It hasn't really affected us all that much.
Well, we don't drink that much.
Yeah, we really don't.
We might have one glass every couple of weeks. So,
Yeah. We also another adventure that we did today for I guess the second time. We removed the roof off the Jeep while out driving.
Oh, yes, because the Jeep has 3 roof components.
Yes.
And why don't we talk about that after a promo for another podcast right here on
The ESO Network.
Oh man, there's so many new movies and TV shows out. How do I decide what to watch?
Well, you should check out Cigar Nerds Podcast. They discuss all the latest movies and shows.
Wow, but also I need to keep up with the latest cool things that are coming out as well.
Don't worry, little Billy. They also cover the latest in nerd and pop culture news.
Wow, thanks Radio Voice Guy. Where do I find these nerds?
That's easy at cigarnerdspodcast.com.
And was that not the most loveliest promo you ever did hear.
Yes, it was fantastic.
And speaking of the ESO Network, before we talk about the Jeep, Mike is the head of the ESO Network.
Yes.
And this past week,
Yep.
we got some lovely gifts from him for our wedding.
That was very nice of him. Thank you very much.
A great big thank you again. We already messaged him
Yep.
and his wife, Judy. But yeah, he he's the only one who gave us gifts for our wedding.
Yeah.
Nobody else has.
Nobody else really asked about that or anything like that.
No. But we got a cutlery set and a bookshelf.
Yep, that was very, very nice.
Yep, so that was fantastic. And those will go in the new house very nicely.
Yes, it sure will.
Yes. But tell me about the Jeep.
Yeah. So every Jeep actually, I think, has the back removable hard top. You can get a soft top for it, or just have the, I like to call it an exoskeleton or whatever, of the back of the Jeep. And then there's two pieces at the front, just above the two front seats, passenger and driver. Yeah. And they're very easy to take out. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
It's super, super easy.
They're light enough.
Absolutely.
And they come with a nice carrying case to put them in the back.
Yes. Yeah. And it anchors and attaches to the seats and everything. It's really, really awesome.
And you could take one roof panel off or both.
Or both. Yeah.
So if you're the driver and you have a bald head, you can leave the driver's side on and take the passenger side off, or vice versa, whatever.
Yeah.
We have not taken the back off of the Jeep.
Yeah, no, we haven't done that yet because that's the hard top. And first of all, we don't have the soft top, number one. But also, number two, it's one piece and you have to store it that way.
And we could put it in the garage, but there's no platform to put it on yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe at the new place.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, for sure. That would be really great. And then it comes with a lot of, you can purchase a lot of interesting accessories for your Jeep as well. The doors also come off of the Jeep, by the way. I wanted to mention that too.
We haven't done that.
Yeah, Wyatt has. They got one door off, and then I think it started raining or something, so they had to put the door back on. But they did manage to get one off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't gone quite that far yet.
No, we haven't gone that far yet.
Really, we need a good place to store things.
Absolutely, yeah. Clean and out of the way. And you also have to make sure that the weather isn't going to change, right?
Well, exactly. And lately, the weather's been all over the place.
Oh, all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not too sure how safe I would feel with the doors off and driving.
Yeah.
No. If you were driving a long distance or something, I wouldn't recommend it. Just a little bit here and there. That's okay. But I don't know. Maybe anybody who owns a Jeep there out in podcast land, if they've done that before, they can let us know how they feel about it.
Yeah, soulforgepodcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can let us know.
We look forward to your emails.
Absolutely.
Because we get so much feedback.
I know, we get so many.
Tons and tons.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to dedicate a couple shows to it. Because,
absolutely, yes.
Yeah, we've just been inundated.
With emails.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. So what do you think about the big news today, actually, as this is being recorded, that Mr. Joe Biden has dropped out of the presidential race?
I think for him, congratulations, because I really think it's time for him to retire. I don't know much about U.S. politics, and I'm not going to claim to know anything about U.S. politics, but what I can say is when I see that gentleman, I know he's been in politics for quite some time, and I think, it's time for a well-deserved retirement for him.
Yeah, he, from what I read today, he was elected to the Senate in 1972.
Oh, wow.
So he's had a more than 50-year career.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I think he's 81 or 82 right now, and there's a little bit of senility or memory issues going on. So yeah, it's best that he's made way for the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just hope he gets some rest and enjoy his retirement. I'm sure he has family. I know he has children, but I don't know if he has grandchildren or anything like that. I'm really not interested, but I do hope that whatever he tends to do next, I hope he does it well, and I hope that he gets some well-deserved rest.
Yes, and whatever happens, it's going to be a big shakeup in the States for the presidential election. Is it going to Trump versus whoever? Maybe it's going to be the vice president Kamala or somebody else. We don't know.
We don't know. But anyway, that's a giant topic.
It is
that I really don't care to get into.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much I've told you all the information that I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
all I know about U.S. politics is I get an email every morning from the New York Times newsletter, and it gives you a little bit of background.
Yeah.
But they want you to pay for the articles,
Right.
So they just give us the highlights.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
You're enough for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So
good.
that's what I know about that. Either way, it's going to be huge in the fall when the election happens.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be all over the news, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, animals. See, I was upstairs making my dad's bed, and interestingly enough, I pulled off all of his bed, sheets and blankets and all of that, and I found a cat.
You did?
I did.
Was it alive?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
I know.
Is that the cat that I never see?
Yes,
Okay.
it's the cat that we never see, and she ran after I pulled the blankets off of her, and I think she was trying to hide.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, it made me think about animals and how do they manage moving? Because moving sucks for us.
It does, big time.
But they get so used to their surroundings, right?
Yes.
So I wonder how our cats are going to feel about moving.
Have we told the listeners where we're potentially moving to?
I don't think that's a good idea to
Well,
announce.
not the address. No. Remember, it was 2 months ago. We found the perfect place, but then we lost out on it because the bank didn't approve us in time.
Yes.
So somebody else did a bid, got accepted, but their financing fell through.
Yeah.
So we made another bid,
Yes.
and we got it. So as long as the sellers find a place,
Yes, we're good.
and this place sells,
Yep.
then we're good to go.
We're good to go.
So either we get this perfect place, or we're going to stay here, because we've looked at, I don't know, a couple dozen places, and there's a lot of garbage out there.
Yeah, there is. I'm not so sure about the staying here thing. I don't know if all the listeners remember, but I will certainly bring it up again. I lived here with my ex-husband, and there's a lot of memories here, and I'm just not too sure. I'm ready to leave that all behind and start my new life with you. So I don't know that I could actually stay here.
I understand.
Yeah.
So a new, fresh place that neither of us have lived in before,
Yeah.
where we can start the memories all over again.
Yes.
Or from the beginning, or whatever.
Yes.
And it's just you and me.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. And of course, Wyatt.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yes.
But this is our life.
Yeah.
And he's part of it, of course.
Of course.
But he's going to move out eventually.
Eventually.
When he's probably 28 or something.
He can stay as long as he wants.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, this is our journey together.
And we do a lot together, and we bring our listeners with us. So, I'm finished with this place. I need to move on, I think.
Understandable.
Yep. So whether it is that we actually move to this new place, which everything's lining up. We're at the very last stage of everything. So hopefully all is well, and we will in fact get to that. And it seems as though it was meant for us. So hopefully, I'm going to try to stay positive, even though Shawn doesn't, but I'm going to.
I'm positively a realist.
That's
And
just a fancy way of saying I'm a pessimist.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a fancy way of saying I'm a pessimist.
I'm nothing if not fancy. I'm
Sure.
a little bit highfalutin, as they say.
Right. Highfalutin. Pompous is another word for highfalutin.
Yeah, you never heard that word.
Pretentious and pompous.
Yeah, you never heard that word.
I've heard of those, though.
Yes.
I've heard of pompous and pretentious. And when I was called it was a little, shocking, but,
Yes. We have fun together, don't we?
We do.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what's been going on in our life. We've been busy doing house stuff. And
Yeah, that's been the main focus, really. House stuff here, house stuff at my dad's. Your dad once in a while,
we
it
go
still
over there,
requires help. Yeah.
help him do
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we've been busy.
Yeah, it's just been very, very, very busy. Hopefully, though, now that all of, we're kind of past all of this stuff, hopefully things slow down enough that we're good, right? That we can start just sort of focusing on the future and
Exactly.
getting back to like date nights and stuff like that.
right.
Because we have gotten a little snarky with each other the past week or
Well,
so.
we've been tired and hot because of the weather.
Yes.
So yeah,
And probably hungry because sometimes we miss a meal.
Right,
you know,
because we're so busy.
Yeah.
We just want to get her done.
Yeah, and we really are trying not to miss a meal or anything like that. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where we are getting a little snarky with each other. So
Sometimes it's funny.
it is funny.
Yes.
It is funny.
And I guess the only other thing is the last episode was me and G. The episode Boobs, Beer, and Burgers or something. And this Wednesday coming up, actually the day before this is released, we'll be going to the fashion show / barbecue.
And are you going to bring your recording device so that we can get some impressions right on the spot?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
That might be a great idea.
I'll bring it and we'll see what happens.
Sure. Yeah, because we might even be going live.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, we could do a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Because we can do that.
We can do that.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. I guess that was it, eh? That was just a little bit of a random update. And we missed all our people because we weren't here for the last 2
weeks. Absolutely.
And
we have missed everyone.
Yes.
Don't forget about us. We are here. We will remain here.
So until next time, dear listeners, take care of yourselves and each other. And remember, letting the cat out of the bag is a whole lot easier than putting it back in. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Soul Forge Podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit soulforgepodcast.com for all of our social media links, and don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Soul Forge Podcast is your best source for living your best life.
Think about it.
Finally tonight here, Bob Newhart, one of a kind.
Mr. Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart was an accountant before turning to comedy.
You found a shell on the beach. You think that's unusual? Do you, Willard, finding a shell on the beach? What's the matter? Doesn't it sound like the ocean when you hold it up to your ear, Willard?
His deadpan delivery and kind, gentle way, making him one of the most popular TV stars of his generation.
You're sending us 80 tons of leaves? Is that right, Walt?
His stand-up skits, pretending to talk to others, were legendary, playing an air traffic controller who's lost control.
Pan American 715. You haven't seen United 209 up there anywhere, have you?
I never really thought of comedy as a career. People had always been saying, gee, you're funny, you think funny, that's funny what you said. And just decided I was going to give it a try and see what happened.
A frequent guest on Late Night, guest hosting The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson 87 times.
He's a good friend. Would you welcome Mr. Bob Newhart? Do we have to do a commercial? Can we come back and follow up on this? Because I won't be here, but you can.
His TV shows were incredible hits.
Hello?
First in the 70s, The Bob Newhart Show.
Good morning, Dr. Hartley.
Playing a psychologist in Chicago.
I feel so good, I'm going to take the afternoon off.
Then in the 80s, an innkeeper on the show Newhart. The series ending often called one of the most memorable in TV history, making the whole series just a dream.
I was an innkeeper in this crazy little town in Vermont.
He made generations laugh, playing opposite Will Ferrell in Elf.
Buddy, I think there's something I probably should tell you.
I learned something about comedy, that one of the functions of comedy is to help people get past a difficult time and move on with their life.
I feel very good about my career, and one of the greatest sounds in the world is laughter. And I fell in love with it the first time I heard it, and 60 years later I was still doing it.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.